How is telling my dog what to do going to address our aggressive or anxious behavior that we are struggling with on a daily basis? I'm asked this question a lot, and it's an important one. And it might seem backwards, it might seem completely irrelevant, but let me explain. A lot of times our dogs are acting on just what they feel they need to do. So, they aren't rationalizing a lot of these situations in the way that we would or we could, but instead they're acting on instinct, they're acting based on their conditioning, and whether that conditioning had been intentional or unintentional, usually on our part, is hard to say. A lot of people get hung up in the past of their dogs and what that dog may have gone through, and we tend to just put the blame on, oh, maybe the dog was abused, oh, the dog was a COVID dog. And while we may have missed a lot of our, foundational periods with our dogs, where we want to set as much in place as possible when they're young and impressionable and they can develop their best understanding of the world possible, we don't need to see that as being the end of the road now. But instead, we get to look at the fact that our dogs have a future. And we have a huge say in what their future entails and how they are going to progress from this point forward. So, long-winded. When it comes to our dogs, telling them what to do, it's going to give them understanding of what the expectations are in a given situation. I want you to lay down right now. I want you to sit right now. I want you to heel right now. If they perform the posture, they perform the command, and they listen to what I'm saying, that's great. Awesome. That's a step ahead. But over anything, I always encourage owners to look at what message are we getting across to our dogs because of the commands or the split-second redirection corrections that we're providing. Where that gets us is taking the weight of overthinking off of the dog's shoulders. Not just dogs, I've seen this with countless people where they, whether it be generally anxious or people of low confidence that get into a social situation and they don't know how to handle it. I had seen this a long while back with someone I went to a party to, and even though it was a party of someone who they knew intimately, they just wouldn't approach the scene. I was like, I'd never been here. What are we doing standing in the driveway? This is your friend. Let's go. So what do? We walked in. We want to do the same thing with our dogs. We want to treat the distractions as nonchalantly as we want them to, and we want to provide them guidance. How rough of a transition that may be varies from dog to dog. Sometimes it can be like that, where the dog's like, oh shit, I don't have to run away from that, or I don't have to kill that. This is amazing. Or we've got our dogs in the boat of, I am so hardwired to this conditioning and I have so much to unlearn and rethink due to either my age, my breed, whatever it may be. I mean, I even look at some of the older guys with work that I had recently picked up where they introduced tablets into the mix, and these guys were just totally thrown for a loop. But sometimes that age is a big factor as far as how much time the dog has had to dwell in the bad habits and less desirable behaviors, or even just, all the time that we've even had to get into our own poor habits with the way we instruct our dogs or the way we conduct ourselves when a problem arises. And so, lay the foundation of obedience. Make sure that our dogs understand to a T just what we're trying to get across before we hold them to what we know they know. Or we can't dive into the deep end of the pool without knowing how to swim first. And that's what happens for our dogs. You know, we work with e-collar, we work with prong collar. We condition the dogs for these things. It's not a punishment device. I want to make sure the dog understands exactly what pressure means, when it's on and when it's off. And if I can't provide the dog with clarity in a place with zero distraction, I can't expect the dog to learn in a high stimulus environment, say a farmer's market, say out at a busy park or on a downtown strip. We have to work up to these things, and we have to do so by, again, laying that foundation of obedience, showing the dog exactly what words mean, what the leash means, what the collar or whatever training collar we might be working with means, and how it relates to us. And if the dog has those pieces together, now we can move on to level 1. Okay, we milk a lot of success with level 1. Let's move on to level 2. Work it, maybe a little more challenging. Work through the challenge. Okay, this is making more sense. The dog gets it, great. Maybe let them sleep on it. Depends on the dog. Sometimes we can just keep charging through. Level 3, level 4. Move at a rate the dog is comfortable with. Move at a rate the owner is comfortable with. So, ensure clarity, and then employ accountability. It's been a fun first video. I hope everyone's enjoyed it. If anyone has questions, drop them in the comments down below, and look forward to more. Please consider liking, subscribing, and well, I'm looking forward to the next one.